Hey, so diary at the end of week 2 for the 90-day challenge. So thinking back, how's the week been? I must admit I struggled a little bit after the weekend. Went cycling for the first time in quite a long time actually, and massively got hungry on Sunday and just felt like I let my eating go a little bit to pot. I mean, it's obvious that you get the chance to eat a bit more if you've trained. But making sure you eat the right things is also key. We cooked a roast, actually, which was delicious. But once I get hungry, I can often overeat, and it just made me feel massively uncomfortable. So I think that's something I've learned and remembered going forwards. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, training was pretty good. Managed to get out here in the garden, lift some weights. One of the big learnings from the previous week is to make sure that I hit my 10,000 steps. Certainly the metabolic rate and the calorie count is indicative or reliant, on making sure that I hit 10,000. So the NEAT, which kind of indicates your thermogenic metabolic rates, takes that into account. And so, if I'm up at the 1.5, 1.8, I need to make sure that I'm actually moving enough to do that. Otherwise I become sedentary and the numbers that are needed just from a daily calorie allowance will drop. So I'm around 2,300 to 250 is what I'm going for at the moment, which seems about doable. So yeah, really making sure that I make sure that I get in my 10,000 steps has been key. What did I do differently? Broke the day up. If I'm being honest, I would put time in the diary to make sure that I walked up to the common during the day, which was about 3,500 steps there and back. If I could do that twice in the day, making good progress, and just wandering around the house certainly helped. So managed to tick off 10,000 for every day in week 2, which is good. But also started wearing the old Apple Watch again, because that meant that it would not only accurately or more accurately measure my steps, it would also mean that it would tell me when I need to get up and move. So that's always helpful. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty good. Thursday, the eating was all right. I've got into a good rhythm on the nutrition front. Porridge and total yogurt for breakfast with scoops of protein. Also adding in powdered greens to get some greens in. Pretty much keeps me hungry, pretty much keeps me full until certainly late lunch. So I eat at 8, 9 o'clock, eat again maybe at 1 or 2, have a snack probably 4 or 5, often a protein bar or a banana and some peanut butter or something along those lines, and then eat properly in the evening. We do gusto, so that means that we get each week 4 meals for 2 people, so the other half and I cook for those. So whenever we have in the evening, we follow on for the following lunch, and that's worked out pretty well. It means that we've got good variety. It means that I cook. I'm not the world's greatest cook, but if I've got a recipe to follow, I'm pretty good. So that's really making a difference. Friday, had a good chinwag with some university mates. Had a beer in the evening. Found actually there's an Amstel 66 beer, which only has 66 calories, and I'm not a big drinker at the best of times. So, it quenches the thirst and gives me the sweet taste of a lager. And that was really nice, actually. On the Friday, while I remember, we drove to the beach, went down to Brighton. Had a day off work, the missus and I drove down there. It was nice to get away. The weather wasn't great, but we got down there. We had fish and chips on the beach, which was delightful. We shared a medium cod and a small chips. It was nice, although remembered that the grease and the deep fat fryer doesn't really agree with me very well. So I struggled for the next couple of hours of just feeling bloated and feeling a bit sick, which, I don't know, I'd like to think means that my body's got used to reasonably healthy foods. Alternatively, it might just be that it's just not used to fish and chips, so who knows. Saturday, had a good walk in the morning. Benny and I had a wander around the common, which has been our habit certainly over lockdown. Got just under 6 miles in before 9:30, so all of a sudden I know that I'm up on the daily step count, which is good. In the evening, we had a meal out. We did a socially distanced fish and chips, so they did posh fish and chips over at one of Punham's friends. That was nice. obviously just meant that I had to be vaguely careful on the calorie numbers, and think I was actually over on Saturday because I had a G&T and a glass of Prosecco as well. So, you know, just trying to do it in moderation. But Sunday I ended up cycling with Tom and Nathan, burnt probably just under 2,000 calories and was under for the day. So I'd like to think that it worked out. So, you know, as I sit here, on average, I think my weight is coming down. I'll have to check my tracker for that one. Daily steps getting up by the 10,000, and the protein numbers I've hit pretty much every day, and training 3.5 times a week. So there's plenty left in the locker. Feel pretty good, must admit. Sleep hasn't gone very well of late, or I guess during lockdown. And I think part of that is because I've not been as active as I have in the past, but hopefully that will change. I'm taking multivits to try magnesium as well to sort of aid tiredness. Aid tiredness? Not even sure whether that's the right way around, but you know what I mean. So yeah, week 2, reasonably pleasing. As I head into week 3, going to keep working on the 10,000 steps. I'd like to have a good weekend. It does feel like the weekend slightly derails the eating, because I've got into a good rhythm during the week. But let's see. It's Father's Day on Sunday, so that will no doubt encompass some sort of celebration. Hopefully going to cycle on Saturday, but let's see. But at the end of week 2, reasonably pleased, moving in the right direction, but lots to do. So with that, I will see you soon.